Hey, oh, I love it. Two books. Thank you for bringing my book today. No, mine's laying over here. All right, everybody. This is Coach Daryl. If you don't know who he is, he's definitely one of my really good friends. He's someone that really inspired me to coach, Daryl. It was you that inspired me to do it. I said, if this guy can do it, I can do it.
That's right.
So look, we're on my Facebook and my YouTube. We're also on my fan page. Hey, everybody. I want to introduce you real quick before we talk about the four agreements, the book, and our class. I would love just to introduce you to Daryl. So this is Daryl, Coach Daryl. He's been coaching people over about 10 years in his own business and even longer if you count all his years in social work, dealing with people. And so I love this guy. He's definitely a very good friend to me and my family, and a great business partner too. So we shift and we can be friends and we can do business, and I love that about him. So I teamed up with him. We have a class together called the Four Agreements Journey. And Daryl, just share with my audience like who you are, where you live. You just got married. Like what's happening? Who are you?
Oh man, Coach Kebe, I was pumped to be on this call. Anytime, listen, everybody, when I get a chance to at least spend time with Coach Kebe, professionally, personally, whatever it is, the only word I have for her, especially with the bright pink today, I love it, Coach Kebe. And I tell you what, right here, there's Coach Kebe. That's the only thing to sum it up, just a star. So if you want to shine, you better hook up with Coach Kebe in some way or fashion if you want to grow. And that's what I think. So I mean, I hang out with things that are shining. I hang out with people that are growing and moving forward. That's a big tip. And that's who I am. I live in California, sunny California. Been here for close to 10 years almost. It's been a long time. So my heart and my roots, beyond that, obviously North Carolina, I was born and raised, and spent a lot of time Coach Kebe in the county over for where she's at. So we just been connected, been married recently, have a daughter, just a normal person trying to grow. And I love that. I've been coaching. I'm a life and a health coach over the last few years. I've spent a lot of time on my journey of health personally, and I've seen how the mind and body are so connected. And I'm an ultra runner. I run long races. I'm a bigger guy, but I've been able to do a lot of things. And it's helped me be a better coach and a better friend. That's what I tell people, because the community of ultra running is all supportive. And just this Four Agreements book has really been the catalyst. It's the tiniest book with the most power. I mean, that's the best way I can sum it up, Coach Kebe. And I'm super happy to be partnered with you. We get a two-coach approach, and I love that. And that's me in a nutshell, Coach Kebe. Just hearing this, getting this time on here. I'm always asked, like, why can't I just read the book? What's the difference of being a part of our Four Agreements journey and that process of a group and having two different coaches' opinions and a platform that we use? I don't know from your perspective, but I know you're talking to me, but I always like to hear what you got to say about that, because you've spent a lot of time in this realm, whether it be with social media or online, and creating platforms and different business structures for all types of businesses. So, I mean, why has it been so important for you to do this book in a conjunction with all the other things that you're doing?
Yeah, well, my coaching is really about business, social media, building confidence, posture, customer service, helping people in their careers as well as their business. And Four Agreements ties right into that, because if you don't have that inner, like you were saying, the mind, body, soul, it's all connected. If you're not working on your inner self, it shines on the outside. So you talk about shining. We walk and talk, and we are what's inside. And we can have our game face on all day. At the end of the day, we attract what we're being. So when you want to attract a high profile client, you want to attract someone that helps your business. Well, you've got to be working on you. So I ask all my clients to go through the Four Agreements, our course. Yes, people can read a book. I'm reading a book right now, and it's incredible. But to have a life-changing event around that book. It takes being in agreement. It takes collaboration, being in a study. This is a journey, we call it, because it doesn't end in our 7 weeks. You know, we have a coaching call, and a lot of people are still in our Facebook group reading it again and taking the class again. We've had clients take the class up to 4 times. So it must be doing something. We have lots of testimonies. We have now over 100 clients that have taken our course. I think we've run the course now over 2 or 3 years, 10 to 12 times. And then even before that, Daryl, you have been implementing this book and kind of course before you even hooked up with me. So you have even longer experience using this book in your coaching. And so just so you guys know how Daryl and I got hooked up with the 4 agreements is he and I do a lot of lateral coaching. I may send a client to him who needs him and vice versa. He may say, hey, somebody needs social media help them. I may say, hey, look, I'm at a point with this client that they really need a little bit of Daryl. And I love the 2-coach approach. I love, too, that we are male, female, also different locations where we live. We have different perspectives. We're in alignment. We're in agreement. We think a lot alike, but then we're different, too. We are different human beings. So a perspective from a different person, or maybe even the way something's said. I could say it, you could say it, but they hear from you. It's kind of like your kids sometimes. But I love lateral coaching with you as well, because you've been that shoulder for me. We also need coaching. We need help. You've helped me, and I hope I've helped you. But I noticed that you were using the 4 agreements, and I'm like, what is that? I want to take a class. I want to do it with you. And so you and I did it, and we implemented a class. We had some people pilot it with us. They kind of took it with us as we facilitated it, and then it just grew on me. So now it is absolutely required that anybody that wants to work with me one-on-one has to have this class. And whether they're going to do a business or not, let's talk about stress right now, Daryl, and why this class is so helpful with what we're going through in the world. Like, if you don't have stress right now, consider yourself like super mega lucky. But I mean, we all have stress just from being at home, trying to get back out. Hey, I gotta tell you something. I was talking to somebody, and they have been stuck at home so long that they couldn't even go out. Like they have the social anxiety. Like, this is really real. We're talking about adults. And I know that the kids are affected from it, but let's talk about stress, anxiety, social anxiety, things going on, the aftermath of this pandemic, and how this class could help. All yours, Daryl.
Oh man, Coach, you hit it. You hit everything about the course, why we do it. I mean, we're passionate, everybody, about this, because this is the catalyst that helps us be better at coaches. So I really feel this is one, or if not, one of the bigger foundations for me as a coach. But also, when I'm working with Coach Kibi, I see a lot of her clients, they come up later on. So just knowing that when your life is chaos and it's not, we've had a chaotic past year. We have a lot of, and you can still have joy through chaos, everybody. So you can still have personal freedom. Okay. You can still have peace inside while everything's all around you. You can still be in the eye of a hurricane and still be okay. Okay. And so that's where the word, as a health coach, what I've seen over the past few years, and I've really seen it head on. I do a lot of workshops with seniors and a lot of workshops with caregivers, nursing homes, different things that I've done. I have seen that at the end of the day, people may or may not pass away from, whether it be cancer, heart disease, whatever it may be. They pass away from stress. When you break down stress, it goes all the way back, way before all those things that caused you to have the stomachs, or to have the problems, or to have the headaches, or to have the anxiety, not be able to leave home due to fear. Fear overcomes you versus it letting to be something to give you a gauge. So honestly, I just finished writing down, just right over here, and I wrote it down and I highlighted it. It says, reduce an amount of stress. This book helps you to reduce, which is managing stress. By helping you avoid the thought and behavior patterns that create frustration, blame, hurt feelings, and other negative emotions. So it was really, that's how can you eliminate all the stress in your life? Probably not. But with this book, if you really want to tackle, whether you take one agreement and you take that one agreement, increase your chances of not having to go through that storm because you've been given the tools. So when that comes, you bring up that agreement. You bring it up and boom, it's there. You're like, you know what? I think I'm taking that personally. I think I need to break that down. Oh, you know what? That's not my problem. That's somebody else's problem. Oh man, oh, I remember that. I remember that. So this book is like a reference guide that pops up, and that's what I love most about it. And I think with stress, Coach Kibi, as a coach, we're constantly filtering because we receive the stress from our clients all the time, and we have to be at a different wavelength. Okay, but that doesn't mean we still don't have absorption because we're human beings. I mean, we still feel it ourselves. We have our own game face and typically I tell my clients, hey, it's been a long day, but I'm ready. It's me and you. And I'm transparent with them to let them know that I'm a human being too. I'm not a happiness robot all the time. But I work really, really hard at only having bad moments. You see, I don't have bad days, Coach Kibi. I have bad moments. I don't allow things to take me on the path and destroy my day. I don't allow gossip. I don't allow drama. I don't allow needless suffering. This book, I think you can agree, Coach Kibi, is that tool that helps us to have it. And when the group format, you really learn from other people. It's not just two coaches approach. You have a story from someone else, and they're like, you know what, I'm going through that too. And, oh, I understand that. Or someone shares a story, and stories sell. You've got a whole program based on story sales. Everybody have to check it out too. That's a great, phenomenal program. But it does sell, and our own personal stories sell too. So that's why it's real crucial. I mean, so I think with you, Coach, I mean, I don't know what else you see with stress and managing stress, but I can tell you that as we do this, I see people grow from the very first 2 sessions, and then by the meat of the whole program that we do, I see that stress just breaking off, just breaking little by little. And I think if you can tap into that, do you think how important is it to have freedom from stress as a coach and as you're coaching your clients? How important is having freedom in your life and not having to deal with the massive amount of stress that we take on?
Well, from a business perspective, because that's where I come from. If you're wanting to earn money and build a business, your emotional health is probably 80% of your game of making money, because we attract what we think. We attract who we're being. We attract what we're doing, and we attract what we think. So when we think, poorly, or we're dwelling on stress, or we're not handling our emotional health, like you said, I have a problem, solve it, move on. When you can't do that, and you don't know how to do that yet, this class is crucial to help you manage your emotional reactions. Right? We need to respond over react. That is a skill, by the way. That's not anything we are born with. That's a skill you can learn. And I love the course because, yes, we collaborate together. We share stories. We see other people are dealing with stuff. Hey, Kibi and Daryl have issues. Yeah, this is how we handle it. Let's teach you the skill. So we leave there from that class with how-tos. What do we say? We pull out our tools out of the toolbox.
That's right.
We leave you with things you can do and put into practice after the course. And then even after the 7 weeks with our price point, which is already under market value, you also get coaching calls with me and Daryl. So you get that one-on-one 30-minute coaching call per coach to really drill down even further. So I love it. I love the setup of our class. It is 7 weeks. We start with an intro. That's always fun, meet and greet. It's a small group. You're not in there with 100 people. You're in there with the most we've had in a class is 15, but we like to keep it around 9 or 10. But it's a small group setting, and you're going to meet people, and you're going to start learning to deal with those emotions and how you respond. Even to getting on Zoom and being professional, learning those types of skills, you can take these into your job. Maybe you don't care about running a business, but most of us have jobs and we want to keep jobs. We need to learn that level of professionalism and keep our emotional health strong right now, especially in today's time with people losing jobs and things like that. We definitely want to maintain skill and keep that emotional health really high.
Yeah. No, you're right, Coach. And I think, another question in relation to that I get is like, if you haven't taken a personal development course in the last year, I don't care what it is. If it's not 4 agreements, if it's not anything, it's about when you truly don't understand the impact of that. Workplaces put into place continuing education,
Yes.
licensing's put in place continuing education, and sometimes that's just a format. But when you invest in something that's about you and you dive into something, that is so crucial. And so we've seen men and women, we've seen different people, and
Hey,
right now we need that.
Like, let me say something, because I've lost 130 pounds, but before I did that, I had to get educated. I hired coaches, I hired a dietitian. I mean, if I knew what I was doing, I wouldn't have been 269 pounds. I don't mean to be ugly, but whatever you're doing right now, I'm like, this is where it's real and raw coaching, everybody watching. If you're one, I hope this lands on you in good faith with me, that I'm not being ugly, I'm being real, because I'm so glad somebody shocked me. Somebody shocked me one day and said, "You need a coach." And I'm like, I don't need no flipping coach. Why have I got to pay somebody to blah, blah, blah? Well, they said, well, you're obviously not where you want to be. So you keep doing what you're doing until you start thinking different. Somebody's got to get in your head. And look, that's not going to be a family member or a friend. It's going to be someone that will coach you out of your issues, because even losing weight was a lot of mental stuff, right? So
Absolutely.
I had to work on myself before I could ever go on a diet. Like, what the heck? Like, you've got to improve yourself, wherever you're at right now, whatever you want to improve. Maybe it is make more money. Maybe it's improving relationships. Maybe you just want to be a better person. Maybe you just want to work on you. Maybe it's your time. I want to invest in me. This is the class for you. This is absolutely the class. And I would say hire a coach. And why me and Daryl, right now we're offering $200 off. Like, this class is already below market value, but it is like nickels and dimes to the value. And then why us? Because we care. We care and we want you to succeed. And when you get out of that class, testimonies, we can hook you up to those like super, super crazy, because it's insane what this class has done for people, and it'll help you too. So in closing, Daryl, anything else you want to say? Thank you, Danny, for chiming in. We've got some people watching. We will get to all the comments. And if you want information on the class, just message us privately. We'll send you info. You're either in or out. We don't like throw clipboards at people and trick people. Like, you're either in or out. If you're in alignment, that's great. If not, that's all good too. We love you. But anyway, in closing, Daryl, anything you want to share? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just get fired up about that when people say they don't need coaches. Like, what the heck?
Oh yeah. And it's the process of change and doing something different. All that involves something uncomfortable. What I mean by the coaching piece and the self-development, who you are is we're so built, we get into this rut of life. And that's why I tell people I schedule something new for myself quarterly, just something different, a different route. I brush my teeth with my left hand some days. Maybe I do things differently to keep me churning, to keep me open. And I think personal development is so crucial, because it affects not only you, it affects everybody around you when you have invested in something that makes you grow. And that's what I think. I've read lots of books, and this book was a foundation for me changing my own life. And that's why I believe in it. That's why Coach Keevy believes in it. And I tell people, it's not just the book that's going to change, it's how much what you put into it, how many questions you ask, how much you come prepared, how much you listen to the videos, how much you come ready with takeaways to what we do. So there's a lot of you get what you put out, and every single person who has put into this has got out tenfold. I'm telling you. So that's what's so cool, and that's why we like it. That's why it's a journey, and that's why the two coach approach and our group format, we've seen it work, and we can say that it works if you want to work it.
Yeah, true.
But thank you so much for having me. Gosh, we can stay here all night. We're already we can talk all day, but you know what? People don't want to stay on all day. They want to get growing. So get going, get growing. And
Oh
thanks,
yeah,
Coach
this
Keeby.
class starts in like 2 weeks, so
Yeah,
it's right around the
absolutely.
corner. You guys get the information. We offer a payment plan if you need that. Like just message me or Daryl, whoever you know, and we will start a chat on Facebook, a message on Facebook, and we'll get that ball rolling. We'll send you the information. Thanks, y'all, for watching.
Woo, Coach Keeby. Thanks, everybody.
So funny. Oh my gosh. I told Jason we were going live. He was like, oh gosh, I'll tag him in this as soon as we get off.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Bye, y'all. See
All
ya.
right. Bye, everybody. Woo.